In this video, we will talk about what is not replicated in central finance. So, if you remember in video 11, we discussed what is replicated, but now there are also some things which are not replicated. So, it is important that you understand from product perspective what is that list of items which is not replicated, and then when you go to the project, you are aware so that you plan project accordingly, you decide the scope accordingly. So, just a formal process. This is the 12th video. We are at number 12 now. In the FAQ series, we are picking up each topic and we are discussing frequently asked questions on those topics, and would be very happy if you put your questions in the YouTube comments and I will answer those in next videos. So let's move ahead with today. So the do see. So this is a very question. Very often people ask this question: Do CFIN replicates asset accounting documents? The answer is simply no. This is a standard product limitations where asset accounting documents in source system being posted, for example, asset purchase, asset sale, asset transfer, depreciation, revaluation, any documents under asset submodule posted are not replicated to central finance. So now you will say, okay, if my lot of documents are not replicated, which are also impacting P&L from depreciation perspective as well as asset accounting is very heavily impacting the balance sheet of the organization, then how my reporting is correct in CFIN? So the answer to that is that it does not replicate the sub-ledger document, but it replicates the same documents in the form of GL. So the way it works is, for example, if you purchase any asset in ECC, your accounting entry would be you debit the asset and you credit your vendor or cash, whatever. But when it comes to central finance, it does not debit the asset. That's a difference. It will debit the GL account of that assigned to that particular asset class or asset GL. So it is a configuration where you can define that for particular asset GL in source system, what is the asset GL in CFIN system. So your source system asset GL is a reconciliation account, but in CFIN it would be a normal GL account, non simply postable GL account, a journal account. So your value will come, your PNL, your balance sheet reporting would be correct, but the only thing is you will not get your sub-ledger asset accounting reporting from CFIN. So that's a very clear answer. And I think this was a very lot of time this confusion happens and customers ask this question: if my asset is not going, how do I report my balance sheet? So you can report your balance sheet, you can report your PNL, you can report your vendor balances, you can report your customer balances. The only thing you cannot report is asset accounting sub ledger details. Yeah. Now the question, very important question comes: what is not replicated? So here you see there is a list of all those items which are not replicated in CFIN. Postings to COFI reconciliation ledger. I will not describe each item because from financial accounting and controlling background, you understand what these items are. So I'll not get into details of every line. And but in case you have any questions, how does this work in ECC? How does this work in CFIN? Feel free to ask the question in the YouTube comments. Year-end closing posting where the reference transaction is AWTYP. Reference transaction clearing are not transferred as a part of initial load, but you can activate clearing via ongoing replication. Clearing resets are not transferred as an initial load. Recurring entries and sample documents, those you set up as a recurring entries that every time your monthly journals, or I would say monthly accruals, reversals, you set up a program in ECC, those are not postable. Unless the posting happens in ECC, it will not flow to CFIN. Noted items apart from down payment request and payment request. So initially noted items were completely out of the scope of CFIN, but from 1809 release, down payment request and any payment request are being transferred. So now any purchase order, if for example you have a purchase order and the vendor asks, we need an advance payment. So of course you need to create a down payment request, then payment is processed against that request and recorded against that PO, that this advance has been submitted to the supplier, and then other balance you deal the way you want. So that down payment request and the payment request has been are being transferred. Parked documents and balance carry forward items are not transferred. So anything which is parked, unless it is posted, it will not go. So you can park 1 million documents, but only it will take the real financial impact. System will reserve the document number in ECC, but it will not give hit any financial accounting unless it is posted. So exactly same way, unless it does not hit the financial accounting tables, it will not move to CFIN. So these are the some list of items which are not replicated in CFIN, and then of course on the top of that, asset accounting subledger we discussed in quite detail that those are not replicated. So these are the key items. Another question which one of the colleague asked me with through one of the comment that what licenses are needed for CFIN activation. So yes, very important question, because when you go to the project, that's the customer ask you, because they have to plan their budgets. What license do I need? So S4 HANA, for sure you need license, because S4 HANA is something, is the real box. On top of that, you need to have a central finance license. You have to activate extra licensing from SAP for central finance. SAP SLT, landscape transformation, yes, you need a license for that. That's a transformation tool which is between ECC and S4. MDG is optional. MDG Lite is part of the standard bundle, which through which you can only manage your mappings with MDG Lite. Your standard mappings for which are relatively important and needed for CFIN are part of MDG tables. So that's part of a standard CFIN bundle. But if you want to use full-fledged governance across master data, then you need to use MDG full or MDG core, which is uh, extra license. So, but that you don't need it for actually central finance. You need it for overall master data governance. If you don't, you want to use SAP MDG, you have other options in the market available for master data governance. You are free to use those. But for central finance, yes, you need S4 HANA, you need central finance, you need SLT. Three core licenses you need. And of course, you already have ECC. This is a clear assumption. So these are the key licenses. That's all for today. So I think we have covered the last part, what CFIN does not replicate in video 12. Just a quick recap. We have all these videos 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 now available. More things are coming up in FAQ format only. And after that FAQ series, I will come up with a detailed configuration session and the real load and the replication things. So stay tuned to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe it, share it with your colleagues, share it with your peers, all those who want to learn central finance. Lot of content is available on the channel for learning of central finance. You can even clear certification if you go through the all the video channels and the blogs, especially on blog.sap.com. We have almost like 36 blog as of today on central finance on blogs.sap.com. So thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.